Well, welcome everybody to the X39 presentation. This presentation absolutely changed our life in the last 2 years. My name is Andrea. This is my beautiful wife, Vanessa, and we have been involved for 2 years with X39 and seen thousands of lives changed. And so today, a couple that have had their life changed as well that we are incredibly grateful to be friends with. They're going to be presenting, and it's going to be super powerful, all the way from Christchurch, New Zealand. Great to have, big drum roll, brrr, Chris and Andrea. Over to you guys.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. So, look, we're really excited to be able to share tonight about an incredible regenerative technology that's reactivating stem cells and giving people their health back. You know, we've seen that in our own family, from ourselves to our kids to our 94-year-old dad. We're excited about the business opportunity that's powering this. And so, for those that don't know me, my name's Chris Boone.
And I'm Andrea Phillips.
And we saw this probably initially through a friend in November last year. We saw his health declining quite rapidly. He had psoriatic arthritis. He had psoriasis all over his body. His body was shutting down, and he was just sort of unhappy because he's a pretty active guy. And I saw him several months later at a conference. He was looking so good. And I said, mate, look at you. You look fantastic. What have you been doing? He said, I've been patched. And I'm going, all right, okay. What does that mean? And then he went on to say, hey, I've got my health back, got my energy back. I can run up and down stairs when I couldn't before. And so I said to him, okay, and my mind's ticking over, and I'm thinking, I'm pretty okay health-wise, but could this help my daughter? So I asked him, I said, could this help my daughter with her endometriosis and health issues? And being a good Kiwi bloke, he said, I don't know, ask my wife. So we asked Linda, and then Linda explained what it was about, invited us to a presentation. I went along, saw what the X39 was. I thought, this is amazing. If this could do a quarter or half of what they say it is, I'm all over this. And I came running back all excited and told Andrea.
So I was on the top of a mountain at this stage because I was doing a 3-day trek with some friends of mine, and he's so excited about this patching, and I'm going, okay, all right, yes. But I'm the cautious one. So when I got off that mountain and came down, and he was so really excited, and I said, so I, like a lot of people, did a little bit of Googling and everything else. And I thought, well, what's this going to do for me? Because I don't have any aches or pains or anything else. And so anyhow, I tried it, and I will talk a little bit about the testimonial later. But then also he said, right, we need to do this as a business. And I went, you've got to be kidding me. I said, we have got so many businesses. When are we going to find time? And he said, I've never seen anything like this. And so it's just like a lot of men, he doesn't ask for permission. He just asks for forgiveness, and we're doing it. So we're doing it.
So what we want to share with you tonight and run through this is the actual presentation that we saw. So let me just share my screen. So there it is. Have you been patched? And we're talking about elevating a copper peptide, the GHK copper peptide, and we're talking about then reactivating dormant stem cells and then regenerating your body.
So here is the CEO and founder of X39, David Schmidt. So he has done over 200 patents. He's a scientist and inventor. So what he specializes in is age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research. And its recent patent took him 10 years and 4.5 million USD to bring to the market.
And look, why it's so important to have a patent behind something, there's two reasons. One, it gives us exclusivity. So there's a 20-year patent on this, global patent, and we're only 5 years into this. So we've still got 15 years of exclusivity of this incredible product. But the other thing that's important about having a US patent in particular, you actually have to prove it does what you say it's going to do. You can't just say, hey, I want to patent stem cell activation therapy. They're going to go, or light therapy. They're going to go, no, that doesn't wash. So the patent that is written down, so you can see it here, patented technology, and I'll read this out because I think it's really relevant. According to at least one embodiment of the invention, which may be worn anywhere on the human body, that causes a beneficial effect by providing phototherapy to the human body as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energies, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvement of stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. Do you need anything else on that when you go through that list? But that's what he had to prove.
So when we're born, we have lots and lots of stem cells. So the stem cells make up every organ in our body. And as we age, and doctors don't tell us this, but as we age, our stem cells start to become a little bit inactive. So by the age of 30, only 50% of our stem cells are active, and at 60, less than 10% of our stem cells are active.
And that's why we find that we are aging faster and healing so much slower. You see a little child, they cut themselves, they bruise themselves, they almost heal before your eyes. And they get the cold or a flu and they're over it in a day or two, but it takes us ages to heal. That's because our stem cells are asleep. And so how does it work? So it's a it is a light therapy patch, and it is a patented form of phototherapy. It's called photobiomodulation. It's a technical term. It just means photo is light, bio is body, modulation is creating change. So inside of this is a lattice work of amino acids, salts, and nanocrystals. And what it does is it reflects our own body's infrared light back. Now, I didn't know, but we give off light. I knew we gave off heat, but I didn't realize we actually gave off light. But you can actually see that through a topography map or a heat map. So as it's light, I know where it goes, it just goes off into the ether. So what David Smith has figured out, that if you can reflect that light, or some of that light, that infrared light back in, it will elevate the GHK copper peptide, which then will create a two-step process. It will then send a signal to reactivate those dormant stem cells. It will also go about upregulating certain genes, which means it repairs damaged genes in our body. Because as we get older, oxidative damage, our genes become damaged, and then we can become more susceptible to disease and lifestyle diseases as we get older. But it also downregulates some of the bad genes, some of the cancer-producing genes. And upregulating that, or regulating that GHK, or elevating that GHK in the body, you can actually measure that in the bloodstream. So it can be actually shown to do that. So how does it work? It's just acting like a mirror. It's reflecting our own body's light back in. Nothing more, nothing less. There's no stimulants, there's no chemicals, there is no drugs. It's completely non-invasive. We use our body heat to activate it, and then it starts working. It is completely non-invasive. I guess probably just a very quick analogy. When you go out in the sun, there's no vitamin D in the sun's rays, but when we go out in the sun's rays activate the vitamin D inside of us. By reflecting our own light back, it is activating the GHK and setting off that chain reaction. And so a lot of the benefits that we're noticing right across the board with the hundreds of people that we know that are using this is increased strength, fast recovery in the gym. I certainly have noticed that. I'm probably lifting weights that I was lifting 15 years ago. I'm recovering a lot quicker. I noticed a tear in my shoulder had repaired after about three and a half weeks. Despite me spending 2.5 years of seeing a physio twice a week and an osteopath once a month, and even having stem cell replacement therapy. 3.5 weeks of wearing this little light therapy patch, my shoulder, my body, the patch hadn't healed me, and it enabled my body to heal itself. Reduced inflammation. Now we're talking about cognitively. When inflammation gets in the brain, that can set off cognitive decline in the joints, arthritis. Increased stamina, energy and vitality are just some of the things we're noticing.
A big thing for a lot of people is the mental clarity. And I certainly noticed this going through menopause, living in a brain fog. And I don't think you actually realize how bad it is until you actually, you don't have it anymore. So it's absolutely wonderful. Restored muscle or skeletal condition, improved sleep. And this is a big thing too. And especially women that they know that when you're going through menopause, I don't know how many times at night you wake up, but this here, if you do wake up, it's a lot easier to go back to sleep. But even in the next day, it's the energy it's just amazing how much energy that you have now, and improved skin appearance. And certainly notice that and get lots of comments around that as well.
So in a nutshell, we're achieving optimal health which is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So the long-term results of the X39, within the first few days, over 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger age, as I mentioned just prior. Within about 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced. And we've noticed that in a lot of people that we know, they're neurodiverse, whether it's ADHD, Asperger's, autism, dyspraxia, just being able to think a little bit clearer, communicate a little bit clearer. Within 3 months, your collagen increases dramatically. And why that's so important is when that GHK goes to sleep, or because by the time we're 60% of the GHK, also that particular copper peptide, is no longer active. That's why we start to get wrinkles. As we get older, our collagen is thinning. But the scary thing is our collagen is thinning on the inside as well, because all our major organs are made up of collagen. Our bones, our heart, our liver, our kidneys, our brain, arteries, all made up of collagen. So if it's thinning on the outside, it's thinning on the inside. So as the collagen comes back, it comes back on the inside as well. And after 6 months, they found out through their studies, through the National University in Ireland, that the average biological heart reversal in age, biological age, was 8 years, which is phenomenal. And I believe that's just the collagen coming back. This is something I've always loved. It's a topography map, and it just blows me away every time I see this. This is a 77-year-old woman. If you look on the left there, the red is cognitive decline. Now that's Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's waiting to happen. Just 3 weeks of wearing the X39, it's all bar gone. That's the inflammation. Within 6 weeks, it's completely gone. Now I've seen some interviews with a neuropsychologist and a neurologist. Both of them are saying, this is just mind-blowing. We could possibly do this in a couple of years with some drugs under a very controlled situation, but 6 weeks, just wearing a light therapy patch, it just blew them away.
So how do you wear the X39? It's very simple. You wear it for 12 hours a day. You can put it anywhere on your body, but the good points are at the back of your neck, on your C7, or you can wear it below your belly button, or just wherever you've got some pain, you can wear it there as well. Make sure you drink lots of water, lots of electrolytes, or the Celtic salt as well, because they like to be hydrated. So yeah, that's really important. And then you just take it off at night time. So it's just 12 hours on and 12 hours off again.
And look, one of the things is, look, Andrea and I can go on all night about this, but it's great to hear from people that have personally experienced life-changing changes in their own life. So what we're going to do, we're just going to run a quick video. Give me a moment here to work what I'm going to do.
This is the first time anyone's ever seen it.
I'll give me 1 moment here.
We love this product. You know, this has changed our family's life.
This X39 had to be something special.
Our son, who developed early stage leukemia about 3 years ago, he went from being bedridden to actually playing Division II rep basketball this year.
I caught a virus that attacked the brain. It left me totally powerless in every sense of the word. It was really a hard life. X39 literally exploded in my body, and I was able to think again. I had a brain.
I have had diagnosis of endometriosis in my bladder, suffering from chronic UTIs from probably the age of 14. My nana put a couple of patches on me one day and my pain was just gone instantly. And I have had recurring menstruating cycles with no UTIs and no pain. It has helped immensely with my anxiety. I sleep better.
A few months ago, I got diagnosed with a blood sugar level of 117. If I continued the way I was, I'd be on kidney dialysis and possibly die. I started using the X39 along with SB6. So come down from 117 to 60.
I had a pain in my bottom for 11 months that nothing helped. I had tried all the essential oils known to mankind. So it was miraculous that I met up with Vanessa at the markets on the Gold Coast, and she gave me a patch and said, pop off to the bathroom and put this on your bottom and see what happens. Guys, in 20 minutes, all the pain had left my body. Like, this was total life-changing.
Well, I played a lot of rugby when I was younger. I had 2 shoulder reconstructions, 2.5 years I've been battling with that. Just 3.5 weeks after wearing this patch, and I wasn't expecting this. It completely blindsided me.
The biggest thing I noticed, the menopause. So the brain fog, hot flushes, the sleep. That was a big thing for me. And I didn't actually realize how bad it was until all of a sudden the brain fog lifted. I'm not as tired. I can go through the whole day.
I used to have migraines, very bad. I couldn't do anything but sleep. I have started using the Lifewave X39 patch. It saved me. It saved me. A big thing I've noticed is mental clarity. I can think clearly. I can do stuff.
We basically have a daughter who had 3 major brain traumas. After 6 weeks of patching the X39 on her body and her brain, it was like we got our daughter back.
I got energy after like my 6th or 7th day, and even my brain fog that I had from COVID, ADHD, my central nervous system. It's been a game changer for me.
Since I was a kid, I have had a sharp pain in my lower back, and they've never actually been able to tell me what it is. I started wearing the patches. I noticed after about a week that it was less. I wasn't wiggling as much. I wasn't taking as many anti-inflammatories or pain relief. It's been a month now and it's basically gone. My sleeps are definitely better, a lot more energy. I mean, it's been over 30 years since I've had it. Different person now.
I noticed a difference almost immediately. As soon as I started wearing X39, the neuropathy in my feet dramatically reduced.
I had a car accident, so I suffered concussion. So after 4 months of concussion, I said, screw this, I've got to try these X39s. Bang, suddenly, what the hell, I can think, I'm clear. So suddenly I'm operating back at my normal speed, which is flat out. What a difference.
Literally 12 months, I patched and didn't tell a single soul. Can I just let you all know, don't do that. And then I saw the results in my body. My wife started patching, saw results in the first week. This works. There are thousands of people in 75 countries all over the world being helped by this technology. This product gives hope.
So we're forever grateful for this product. We think everybody should be using this.
For us, we would have done it just to get our daughter back in that way.
Cool.
So how good's that? That is so cool. So here's just a few more testimonials. Now you can print these out if you want to. So if you go on to dreamteam.community, Vanessa's put that on there as well. So you can look through these. But as you can see here, I'll quickly just go through some of these. There's a lady here with obviously scoliosis, so she's gone, her back's now aligned. A lady with allergies, her skin is now a lot brighter and clearer. A young boy who got his finger cut off and it was sewn back on. This painful burning skin goes from clear to calm. Now this one I love, the bald and grey guy. I said once upon a time that it was Chris and he got quite offended. It's not Chris, but I can't believe how dark Chris's hair has got over the last few months. So he was starting to become quite the silver fox, but now his hair's got quite dark again now. So it's quite amazing actually. So and then as you can see as well, the collagen has come back, so for these ladies as well, but it's not just coming back on the outside, it will also be coming back on the inside as well. And the lady going from assisted living to now she's traveling around in an RV. So how cool is that? So you can go on to YouTube and you will see a lot of the doctors there as well. We receive good news stories every day. So it's absolutely fantastic. And as you can see from those testimonials, the amazing stories. It works.
I mean, how cool is that? Getting good news stories every day. So look, if you're brand new here and you want to check this out, go and have a look at thisisit.info.com. You'll see some of those testimonials, some of those pictures that we had, we've just shown you. There's 3 videos on the front page. Which talk about light therapy. David Smith's talking on there. There's a really good interview with him. There's some interviews with some doctors, multiple doctors, as to why they recommend it. Patents, testimonials. So you can spend quite a bit of time there checking it out. That's the place to check it out, not on Google, because you'll get all sorts of random stuff on there. So Lifewave, what I really like about this, so that's the product. That's fantastic. I just want to switch now to attack to the business side of this. So being in business, with a company that's got a 20-year track record. So it's just not something that's just popped up, a part of a fad, and thought, let's just develop some stem cell regeneration technology and jump on the bandwagon. This has been David Smith's life work, and the company's been in existence for 20 years at a high level. And so in 2021, the company was turning over $20 million, which is pretty cool by any stretch of the imagination. But look what happened then. 2024, there was a 3,000% increase to 600 million. And this year, it's going to be doing over $1 billion. So from a growth trajectory, this is a company. And when I started seeing this stuff and started realizing that this is the #1 momentum company in the whole direct selling space in the world. So because I've always thought about having multiple streams of income, I always wanted to add a professional direct selling business to my portfolio. And then just this year, just last month, they won the Biotech Breakthrough Award for stem cell innovation. So there was thousands of nominations from over 15 different countries, and Lifewave won it and there it is, Stem Cell Innovation of the Year.
So what is important in your life? What are your goals? What are your dreams? And Lifewave can help you achieve them. So is it more family time, security, travel, better health, less debt? So what would an extra $500, $1,000 a month do for you?
How about 100,000? How about $1 million in 3 to 5 years? I like that, because it is about time. We earn a good income. We have about 6 or 7 companies that we own and operate. We have no time. So what's the point of having a lot of money if you've got no time to enjoy it? And it is that balance. Other people have got a lot of time and not a lot of money. I just love the ability of this whole opportunity to provide both. So when you look at conventional business, the high startup costs, they're huge.
And when it comes to the Lifewave business, it is a low startup cost. I mean, how many businesses can you start on a credit card?
And the risk is huge, because if you're borrowing from the bank, you buy a franchise, you're probably looking at about $100,000 just to start. You want a McDonald's franchise, you're in the millions. So the risk that goes with that and having to pay staff is huge.
So there is no risk. You don't even have any staff, which is that's good.
The long hours, we worked 80 to 100 hours a week. We still are in a traditional business as we transition into this.
Here you make your own schedule, but I just have to tell Chris to slow down a bit because he just keeps on wanting to work all the time.
Love it. So the trial and error, the mistakes we've made is just, I tell you, we could write a book on the mistakes and the comedies of errors that we have made. And when you look back and we go, oh my God, how did I do that?
And it's a proven system. Lifewave has this proven system that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's all been done for you. So you just follow the system.
And the limited earning potential in most traditional businesses, certainly if you've got a job, there is a ceiling on that.
And with Lifewave, it's unlimited earning potential. And Andrew always says to us, you're not thinking big enough.
He does. So look, the greatest opportunity out there is always finding a problem, then having a solution for that. So one of the problems out there, or two of the greatest problems I see, particularly with an aging population, is nobody knows their stem cells are becoming dormant. We didn't know until we met Andrew and Vanessa. And also, so the other big problem that we're hearing over and over again is people are struggling financially to meet their bills, to meet their mortgages. We're seeing mortgagee sales. We're in financial services. People are struggling to pay their insurance premiums. But through this whole opportunity, the solution is, if you have a technology for less than a cup of coffee that can reactivate those dormant stem cells and allow the body to heal itself, what a solution. And with the unlimited earning capacity that this whole opportunity offers, that takes care of the financial problem. So where does the money come from and how do we develop it? We use this is direct sales. It's direct from the company to the consumer. So David Smith made a decision in the very early days, instead of going down the traditional track of millions of dollars in advertising, wholesale or retailer, where this product would sit on the shelves at 3, 4, 5, 6 times the price we can get it direct. He said, I want people to share in this. I don't want cost to be a barrier from people being able to get the health benefits from this technology. So he said, instead of putting my marketing into that traditional distribution chain. I want to share amongst people who go out and spread the word. So this whole plan, the binary compensation plan, starts with 4. You plus 2, and then you plus 4. So by putting 2 people on a left team and 2 people on a right team, that would just cover the cost of your product immediately. Because how this works is about $99 a sleeve. That's just called a sleeve. It's $99 a month, which I just think is incredible. That's US. It's about 160 New Zealand. Incredibly cheap for the health benefits that it gives, but not everyone can afford that. So if you introduce 4 people, that's just covered the cost of your product. As you build this through this compensation plan, through this binary compensation plan, moving through, you get a team of 50 to 60 people because other people will refer, word of mouth marketing, and then teaching people to teach people to build teams of people. That offers up to 25,000 US a week. Now, I don't know who on this call wouldn't mind another 25,000 US a week. I most certainly would. But look, there's so many different ways of making money. We've got launch bonuses, we've got introductory bonuses, we've got mentoring bonuses, matching bonuses. That's all on top of the team bonus that I showed you a moment ago. And look, just through word of mouth, through duplication, this thing just takes off and it gets a life of its own. You start with you plus 4 and just watch where it goes. We're already in about 8 different countries, and that's just happened organically. So how do you get started? So there is no upfront or no cost to enroll with Lifewave. How you enroll is by getting a starter pack or an enrollment pack. So you're actually getting your first few months of product. So of X39. So this is a sleeve. Inside of the sleeve is 30 of these X39, so a month's worth. It's 99 US, as I said, about 160 New Zealand, a little bit less Australian. And then you would go on an auto ship. So how this works is on a subscription model. If you're single, you'd get 1 sleeve a month. And if you were a couple, you get 2 sleeves a month. So the first introductory pack is 3 sleeves. So it's 3 of these. Remember, there's no join-up cost. You're just getting 3 of these, your first 3. And the core would be somebody that just wants to trial it, use it for themselves. The advanced is 6 sleeves. That is for somebody that wants to start building your business. You're getting it at a discounted price. We started on that, didn't see the business opportunity, immediately upgraded to premium. Advanced Plus, that is 11 sleeves, a better price. But really, if you see this as an opportunity and see the opportunity like we've seen this, I'd recommend you come in at premium. That gives you 20 sleeves. You'd use some of those for your family members, but it also gives you a little bit of a rolling stock as you bring people on. You could loan them a sleeve as that, because it takes about 8 to 10 days for the product to arrive, and then they give that back to you. But I would certainly recommend that you talk to the person that brought you along and signal your interest. If you want to run with this as a serious business and make 6 and potentially 7-figure income in the next 2 to 3 years, come in at premium. If you just want to use the product yourself, use core or one of the 2 in between. From here, have a look at this as at info, as I mentioned. This is at team, is our other site where all the training and support, everything you need to know about building this business is in those 2 sites.
So are you serious about your dream? This is your hope for the future. So the time is now. So make your move. So go back to the person who brought you along and start sharing.